Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This reading is going to take a look at the new moon in Aries on the 20th of April 2023. It also happens to be a solar eclipse as well. So very big energy I feel taking place. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I do full moon and new moon readings every month for the collective. It's just my way of getting an energetic checkup to see what is happening for all of us around these times. It's always curious to me to see what we might be releasing at the full moon, changing, switching up, in order to, right, at the new moon time, welcome in to receive. You don't have to have Aries anywhere in your chart to be able to watch this reading. I just want to make that clear to everybody. You know, new moons and full moons fall in different zodiacal signs every month. And again, this is just my way of taking a look at the energy to see what's happening for all of us. So let's go ahead and get the reading started. I start off with an oracle card just to see what the main energy or theme is of the full moon or new moon. In this case, we're looking at the new moon in Aries, April 20th. 2023 also happens to be a solar eclipse. So let's see what the theme is or the main energy is of this particular new moon solar eclipse in Aries for everybody. All right, let's see if we can get one card here. Okay, and then I'm also going to grab from the fairy messages, just because I'm curious. Right, let's see. New moon solar eclipse in Aries, April 20th, 2023. What is the main energy or theme of this particular new moon? Okay, so let's see what we have here. All right, so it says patience, slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. Interesting. Practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Why is this giving me vibes of all good things take time? Right? And it's like we have to eventually get to a point where we know that everything that we put our energy and love and effort into will eventually pay off or yield the return that we seek. So we kind of got to make sure that even if the process is a little on the slower side, that we're maintaining a positive attitude towards our intentions. Because again, new moon energy is a time where we receive or we allow ourselves to, right? We place ourselves in a receptive state so we can. So this is saying to trust the process in a way. And I know that sounds so freaking vague. I kind of want another one of the fairy messages just because. Let's see. New moon, solar eclipse. I feel like these cards are just a reminder, right? More than anything, that all good things do eventually come to those who wait, right? You can't rush the process of something as well. And that it kind of like, it takes what it takes. And I know nobody wants to hear that sometimes, like, to hell with divine timing. You know how we all feel sometimes. I've been waiting long enough. Human nature. But that's kind of what this is giving me vibes of, right? Let's see, one more card. All right. Autumn, in the fall season, everything comes together. You reap wonderful harvests of abundance. All right, so look at that. You have the hourglass, which is symbolic of time. And then you have a timing card, interestingly enough. So the feeling that this is giving me is that whatever intentions you set right now during this new moon in Aries will yield the result that you want or harvest come autumn. So it's literally giving us a timing card. So the feeling is trust the process of whatever intentions you set at this time. Know that whatever time it takes, it will yield the result with, again, energy, effort, love, positive mindset and intention. The continuation or the deliberate action of putting one foot in front of the other every day. Practice, practice, practice. Right? with daily practice, with daily intention, effort, energy, love, you will have something to show for it by the time autumn comes around. So I love that this is not leaving you hanging as far as wondering when. In the fall season, everything comes together. The seeds of intention you plant for this new moon, the seeds of those intention will come together, and you will reap the harvest of your abundance or your intentions around that time. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't get, the feeling is, don't get stressed out, right? Over what it's going to take, how long it might be. Don't let that be an influence in a way, because sometimes we can allow that to cloud our judgment towards these things. And that's why the patience card is here saying, look, slow down, change your attitude, clear your head. These good things that you're setting your intentions toward, they're going to take time for the universe to align on your behalf. But as long as you keep giving those things in your mind's eye and in your heart, you marry your mind and your heart with beautiful intention and love, while taking inspired action where and when you need to, you will have the result that you seek. Okay, and not only that, it's saying it will also help boost you up, increase your confidence, and not only that, gain experience along the way. Because experience supports us. It creates a solid foundation for those things we're about to receive. I know we don't always see it that way, but the journey leading up to the manifestation or the intention, right? That's all prep work. It solidifies your foundation. So when and provides experience for you through the journey. So that way when you arrive at the manifestation or intention fulfilled, you're in a place where you've matured enough, you've grown through the process of that journey to receive it fully and understand what it is you're stepping into, receiving, or even the weight of it, right? The responsibility of what you're about to receive. You're in a mature place within yourself, mind, body, heart, spirit, where you're ready for it. So know that every effort that you give to something, every step that you take in the direction of it is just preparing you for that thing you're about to receive. It's making you well-rounded for it. I like that. Because it's like, if you're prepared for it, if you've become a vibrational match for it and to it, upon receiving it, it's not going to slip through your fingers. You won't lose it as easy as you received it. It won't go as quickly as it came, in that sense. You know, you want to make sure that when you finally receive your intentions fulfilled, that they're yours for good, for real. And that you're in a place to lock it down, hold it down. And without tripping up. Because sometimes I think, you know, I think a lot of us have experienced situations where we receive something and we're mentally not prepared for it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we really want something, but are we in a place where we're mature enough, responsible enough to handle what is being given to us? Sometimes we're not. And that's just, again, the growth process, right? I personally have gotten to a place in my life, I'm 45, I'm going to be 45 years old. And I've gotten to a place, it's like, I don't want to receive anything I'm not ready to keep or ready to handle, you know? I want to make sure that I'm ready for what's coming to me. I want to be ready for the blessing. And that's, you know, just making sure that I'm capable, mind, body, heart, and spirit, of what I'm asking for. And sometimes we have to how do I explain this? It's almost like sometimes we ask for big things, but we don't realize the responsibility of what it comes with, or what can come with it, right? The enormity of what can come with what we're asking for. Let's say you want millions of dollars, but if you don't even know how to balance your checkbook, how are you going to handle millions of dollars? Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense as far as the way I'm explaining it. Or let's say you want a specific car and it's a manual car. It's not automatic, but you don't even know how to drive stick. Just as an example, let's say you end up getting that car. What are you going to do with it? You don't even know how to drive it. You get me? I'm just throwing these examples out there because it helps me to wrap my head around it in a way. And hopefully me articulating it that way also helps you like it helps me understand what I'm trying to say. But that's the vibe of this, okay? So any preparation work or any time that it takes leading up to the gift received, or the blessing received, or the manifestation fully realized and manifested in your physical, anything leading up to that was preparing, like all the experiences leading up to it was preparing the foundation for you to receive that. So that way when it came, you were ready for it, and you weren't going to be in a position where you weren't grown enough spiritually, right, to handle it. Does that make sense? Damn it, I hope I'm making sense. All right. Let me grab the tarot. So again, just keep in mind, this new moon, you setting your intentions, any effort, work, practice, right? Steps taken, loving intention toward it. This is all preparing you to receive. And the timing card of autumn is here to give you a timeline, okay? For some of you, you've already been doing this. You've already been putting in the work. You've already been patient as hell. And you're wondering, I've already done that. I've already set my intentions. I already put that energy out into the universe. I've already taken those inspired steps and actions towards my goals. When am I going to see a result? This is telling me that the new moon in Aries is opening the gates, right? Opening up the floodgates is the feeling that I'm getting from this. And just like sand through an hourglass, it's a little bit of a trickle down effect, that it's the hourglass has been turned. Okay, so you can receive right now. So you're in the process of receiving as of this new moon. And by the time autumn comes around, the sand, after turning it, right, would have already fallen down to the bottom, to the other side. So it's like, I'm getting the vibe of like the clock is ticking from this new moon. And it's just a matter of time before it comes through. So if you have to keep putting a little bit more effort into it from now until then, do it faithfully, lovingly, knowing that it's all going to yield what you want in due time. And that by the time it does arrive, you would have been completely honed, okay, prepared, faceted to receive it. Let's see if we can get a couple cards here. New Moon Solar Eclipse, and this is the Luna Soul Tarot that I'm using. Let's see, 3 cards. 3. If I need more, I will grab off to the side. So I'll put the deck here. But let's see what we have. Look at that. The King of Swords. 9 of Discs, which is Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. The 7 of Cups. And I am going to grab another one. Oddly enough, I had grabbed 4. Okay. 4 of Pentacles as well. Look at the image of that card. Okay. You have a doorway that is opening up to you. The feeling is here with the 7 of Cups. Please don't get in your head about this too much. About the timing aspect of it or how long it's taking. Like I said, that I felt that in the beginning, this was a little bit of a reminder to you, right? To keep your head up in regards to how long it could take, or, you know, is the feeling is here, is my work or effort in vain? Why am I not yielding what I want? And, you know, you can get wrapped up in that. That would be the 7 of Cups. You get very emotionally overwhelmed with this energy. Your head could be all over the place. It's not a very grounded card in that sense, because we can be overwhelmed by everything being up in the air and not being on solid ground. But this energy of the 4 of Pentacles, I think, is helping to bring you down to earth a bit. Your seeds of intention, right? Look at the 9 of Pentacles, right? I feel like there's some clarity coming through over here with the King of Swords about all this. And I think that this 9 of Pentacles is also an energy of being grounded, safe, secure, comfortable, okay? Having the fruits of your labor. So I think this is a card to me of reassuring you that even though some aspects of your manifestation are kind of up in the air, it says clear your mind over here, right, about it. And then you have the King of Swords, which is exactly that, right? He holds a sword of truth, which brings clarity, understanding, clear vision. He's a visionary. So you're about to yield a harvest. You're about to yield the fruits of your labor. But I think sometimes this is saying that our head, right? Our head can get carried away with us, and we can allow, you know, that to trickle into our heart in a way. And then our head and our heart are imbalanced and ungrounded. And we feel like everything about our journey is up in the air because we're not seeing what we want to see yet. But I feel like you're on the brink of opening a door. And maybe part of the journey leading up to your goals, okay, especially with the 9 of Pentacles because it's earth energy. A lot of the journey leading up to your goals felt like it didn't have a solid leg to stand on. A lot of times when we're going through something, it does feel like that everything's just up in the air with no solid foundation. But this is trying to tell you that everything you've done, every choice that you've made, every aspect of the journey, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, it was all helping to, again, prepare you to receive this. So even when you didn't have a clue about where things were headed or which direction it was all going to go, you were still building something for yourself in the process of that. 9 of Pentacles is showing us here that your labor has not been in vain. You're about to yield the fruit of it because she lives in fruitfulness. She lives in comfort, security. She has what she needs. She's self-made, well-rounded with that energy, and doesn't lack for anything. So this is also confirmation that you're not going to lack anything, and you will not lack anything moving forward in the process of arriving at this either. So again, if you can manage to balance your head and your heart, not let the negative thoughts, right? It says change your attitude, clear your mind. Not let the negative thinking or negative self-talk get in the way of what's actually transpiring for you here. You'll find yourself on the brink of opening that door to your abundance sooner than you realize. You have it here. And with the number 4, the 4 of Pentacles, you are secure. Even though things felt up in the air, you've been secure all this time. The energy of foundation is the number 4 itself. And then you have the very comfortable, secure energy of the 9 of Pentacles, which is, you know, energy of being very blessed and abundant. And that's why I think this card is here. You're about to reap a harvest of abundance. You're about to open the door to it over here. And you've been safe all this time leading up to this being realized for you. And you have butterfly energy as well in the King of Swords. So part of the journey leading up to this has been a transformation process. Maybe with the Nine of Pentacles, it's been one of you building yourself up. Maybe even your self-confidence. So you can trust yourself and trust the process and trust what you're capable of. Also, energy of Seven of Cups is imagination. And next to the Nine of Pentacles, I can't help but think of imagination at work. And then you have the King of Swords, which is also mental energy, visionary energy, envisioning things in your mind's eye. So when you think of the Seven of Cups, right, you're creating something in your mind's eye with the King of Swords, and you're building it with the Nine of Pentacles, even if it's being built in the energetic realm. So even if the physical world isn't quite showing it to you yet, it doesn't mean that it's not in the works. That's why the patience card is here, telling you to have a little bit of patience with the process of this, and patience with the process of your intentions. Because as you keep building it in your mind's eye, as you keep maybe taking inspired action, even physically, when you're led to, every step, every part of the process is leading up to it being built for you physically as well. Leave the how, okay, to the universe itself. That's not your problem, right? The how, the when. You know, we tend to, as humans, focus, you know, in our human experience, we tend to focus so much on that. The how. How is this going to happen? When is it going to happen? The thing is, with the King of Swords and the Seven of Cups, if you can create it in your mind, because all is mind, okay? If you can create it in your mind, you're already there. It's already yours. No such thing as separation in that case. And every thought you've put toward it with the King of Swords has been building it with that Nine of Pentacles energy. Even if it's in your imagination, but that's the seed of all creation, and we tend to overlook that. We think, oh, it's just fanciful thinking, you know, but really, that's the thing. We don't give ourselves credit enough for how powerful our imagination and our mind are. Four of Pentacles in this case are telling me that those intentions that you created in your mind's eye, that for some of you, you felt have been slow in coming, have been secured. And also that energy talks about holding on too tight. So it's also advice of saying release a little bit of attachment and allow the universe to do what it needs to do on your behalf, because you've built this up in your mind, body, heart, and spirit. Like, you've sent the frequency out there, right? You've built it up energetically. So release a little bit of attachment. Don't cling on too tight as far as the when or the how. Leave that up to the universe to figure it out. Because like I said, if you could build it in your mind, and you could see it in your mind, and you could feel it in your heart, and experience it as if you're already there. So in other words, it takes what it takes. But again, you want to be ready to receive it, right? You want everything to line up beautifully to receive it. You don't want to receive it and have it slip through your fingers. I always use the analogy of not wanting an undercooked meal. You want that meal prepared to perfection when it's right, specifically just for you. And the door energy of the Four of Pentacles in this card is definitely saying to me that you're on the brink of opening this door, You're on the threshold of it. But you might be, you know, you could tend to, right? If you allow your thoughts to get carried away in the wrong direction, you can fall into the illusion that it's not possible or it's not happening. Imagination is a powerful thing. That Seven of Cups is definitely our imagination at work. And some people might say, oh, imagination is just delusion. Right? But to hell with all that. Like, be delusional enough to think that it's possible. Because that's the power of imagination. That's the power of faith. And that childlike quality where anything is possible. We need to go back there sometimes. We got to remember that. Sometimes we're so jaded by the world and all our experiences and all the things, you know, that have knocked our confidence that we stop believing. And little kids, they have this ability to go into their head and create there in their heart as well. They have the ability to pretend, to embody that energy as if it were reality right now. So it's like they're tapping into a frequency and harnessing it right now in the moment. When every time they do that, okay, I'll give you an example. I saw a clip of Selena Gomez, right? She played Alex on Wizards of Waverly Place, and this was a show that I used to watch with my little girl. Her audition tape for that show, she mentioned, she's like, yeah, me and my friend, and she was a little girl this time. She's like, yeah, me and my friend, we used to pretend we were waving the wand and saying, you're watching the Disney Channel. Her and her friend used to pretend to do that. Play in their front yard and pretend that they were doing that promo or intro for Disney, for the Disney Channel. And sure enough, she manifested that. She completely manifested that. Through her imagination, Seven of Cups, through envisioning it, King of Swords, building it up in the energetic realm with the Nine of Pentacles and solidifying it, let's say, as a fact with the Four of Pentacles, okay, on the table here. And then eventually she walked through that door. So on the other side of the door is the reality, the physical actualization of whatever it is you're setting your intention for right now. And you're about to open the door to it. This new moon, solar eclipse in Aries, is the portal, okay, leading to it. So let's get a few cards here. The thing is like over here, right? Look at all the things he's holding in his hands, the discs, right? You have everything ready for this. Like you have your bags packed, let's say. You have everything that you need to open this door. The key, look at the key. I don't know if you can see that. The key is right there. But you have to, again, what I say, release attachments, because that energy of the Four of Pentacles holds on too tight. It clings, right? It clings. So it's release attachments to the how, the when, and on all the details that are going to help line up to lead up to this. door being opened for you. If you can release attachments, right, you'll free yourself up to be given the key to open the door. I'm not saying when you release attachment, you give up on it completely. No. You keep the fire alive for it, but you also kind of trust the process of it and allow the universe to let it be what it will be. Okay. You might also, with the Seven of Cups, have some choices to make leading up to this. But again, the feeling is here. If you have to make some choices along the way, just know that you're fully equipped to handle I'm hearing the process of elimination in preparation of it, of receiving it or stepping through that door that you've intended for yourself, that you've envisioned for yourself. Okay, so, okay, let's grab a few cards. What? Look at that. Yes. Okay. Your blessings are incoming. Okay. Your blessings are incoming. Just clear your head. Don't get too much in your head. Okay. And let those negative thinkings or negative self-talk spiral to the point where you don't believe it's possible, because that's an illusion. That's not true. If you can imagine it, you can make it happen. Okay. If you can see it in your mind's eye, feel it with your heart, you've already done, like, you're already halfway there. Your abundance is incoming. Your blessings are incoming. Nine of Pentacles is living it. She's living the dream fulfilled. She's living the things that she has envisioned in her mind's eye, that she's imagined for herself. Okay, right here. All right. So we have look at that. That's the energy of failure, right? It's like that negative thought of failing, or the belief that, oh, it's not going to come through. But that's the illusion, and that's what I was feeling. Not to allow yourself to travel or go down that path or line of thinking. All right? Because we can slow down the process. That's why I'm saying clear your mind, build your confidence back up, go back into that state of trust. Right? Because sometimes we're like right on the brink of something, and then we spiral into that mindset. And what we end up doing is diverting it, creating resistance sometimes where it doesn't need to be. And we don't want that to happen, because you're right, literally, you're right on the brink of something here. And that's why it's saying get out of that energy. So again, from the get, I felt like this was a reminder reading, like a reminder to just keep your mind on track. Okay, towards the goals that you want to achieve, or the intentions that you want to see fulfilled. Okay, don't fall into self-doubt. Have patience and compassion for yourself through the process of what you're asking for. Good things take time. Big things take time. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's see what this card says. No freaking way. Look at this. Look at this. Luck. Look at that. You think maybe because you don't see it, you don't see it physically right now in your current experience, you might not have the result you want right now in this moment. And it's like we're impatient, right? Us in our human experience, we are impatient as all heck. And we want when we wanted it yesterday. Right? It's just, I mean, we live in a fast food world. I mean, everything's fast, quick. I wanted it 5 minutes ago. I wanted it yesterday. everything is like that, unfortunately. I mean, I remember I grew up in a time when we didn't have internet. I had to go grab an encyclopedia if I wanted to learn something, you know, and there were no cell phones. I mean, there were phones, but they were the weirdest, awkward car phone type situation if you needed a phone. Like payphones, okay? That was my generation. Pagers was my generation. Like, I'm Generation X. So it's like, I grew up in a generation where things were a lot slower. You know, if I needed to reach somebody, I would have to call, and if they weren't home, I might be able to leave them a message, and I'd have to wait for a call back. It wasn't instant. Nothing was instant gratification, right? And I think us living in a world where everything is so expedited, we fail to see that good things take time. That some things are worth the wait. And when we don't see them right away, or we're wondering why it's taking so long, we grow impatient, and then we get in our feelings. And Seven of Cups, right? We get in our feelings, we get in our head, we start thinking that it's a failure, or that we failed in some way, or that we're not good enough, right? Consider maybe imposter syndrome or something like that. But that's not the truth. I also am getting the vibe of those things that you perceived as failures. Maybe we're just part of a learning curve in preparation of receiving your abundance, your blessings, your goals achieved. They were maybe part of the growth process, the maturation, right, as well, of you being energetically aligned with it, because we grow through the process of that journey and experience leading up to these things. And also the feeling is here every time you fail, as long as you were loyal and you keep getting up, don't stay down, come back swinging, right? That failure energy is like, are you going to stay down? You know, think about it. We have a choice all the time. Every time we're knocked down, we have a choice of whether we get back up. You know, we can stay down, but you know, it's easy to stay down, isn't it? It's easier to stay down. We have a choice to stay down, or we can pick ourselves back up and keep on swinging. And that's always a choice. I feel like for some of you, even though the process has been slow and you've been knocked down a few times, you feel like maybe you failed a few times along the way. If you have gotten back up every single time that you have literally sent the frequency and the message out into the universe that you want this still, and that you're not going to give up. I don't think the universe ever really shit tests you, but part of me wonders if there are instances where we are, I guess, tested to see how bad we really want it. To test our loyalty to what we've envisioned for ourselves. If you've had a string of failures and struggles with that energy, that luck card is here to turn things around for you. To put a difficult chapter of that journey or process leading up to your manifestation fulfilled or realized, to put it behind you. Also, energy of rejection is protection. So if something failed and didn't work out the first time, right? Practice, practice, practice. Try, try, try again. If something didn't work out the way that you had thought the first time, it's because that perhaps, or that was a rough draft. That was a rough draft. And the final draft is what you're being prepared for right now as we speak. There was some part of a refining process in that. Like, it wasn't quite done to perfection. Like I said, you don't want an undercooked meal. So it's almost like the universe sent the meal back to the kitchen because it's not going to serve you raw chicken, let's say. It's not going to serve that to you. So if there was something that needed to be touched up, cleaned up, honed a little bit, cooked a little bit better, prepared a little bit better, trust me, it was, it got sent back, let's say, or if there was some kind of failure along the way, or something didn't work out, it was all for your good, your best. And so that way you weren't given something that wasn't fully in alignment with you. I mean, we should all want only those things that are in full alignment with us. Do you want something like, I wouldn't want personally anything half-ass. Like, I wouldn't. And that's the feeling here. It's like only wanting what wants you. Only wanting those things that are meant for you. And if something went wrong the first time, it's because maybe it wasn't quite right in that sense. But there's something turning around here up ahead to bring you the luck and the abundance that you deserve. You deserve better than an undercooked meal. You see what I'm saying? And the universe would sooner snatch it out your hand than give it to you half-ass. That's just me keeping it real. Because it's this feeling of my child deserves the very, very best. And nope, I'm not gonna, nope, I won't allow it until it's perfect. Because you deserve perfection. And perfection is what you will have. So just know that if it took longer, and if that journey has been exhausting, because it feels like it might have been, right? Just know that it was all to make sure that when you arrived at it, it was perfect. And even though you might have been satisfied with slightly perfect, nah. Feeling is here. Nothing is good enough. Nothing is ever truly going to be good enough for my baby type thing, But damn, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it so close to perfection. If I can't get it to perfection, it'll be so close to perfection. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's just like a parent to a child, It's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect because you deserve perfection. I'll die trying, right, to get it done to perfection for you, is the feeling here. Like the level of devotion, okay, that the universe has toward you in this regard. The profundity, right, of that love towards you, that nothing really, you see what I'm saying, is going to slip through without the vibe check passing 100%, you see? Like quality control. The quality control has to be through the roof to perfection. And anything that does not pass quality control is not going to get to you, you see? It's just not going to happen. All right, so I have final oracle card here. Whoa, from, hold on here, let me fix this. From the Starry Beginnings. And I love you that much that I'm not going to let anything get past quality control that isn't 100% perfect for you. Okay, keep that in mind. Your abundance is coming. Your turn of luck is coming. Okay, that breakthrough that you seek is coming. You're on the brink of it. Just, again, don't let your head fall down that path of thinking. Have confidence, right? Keep doing what you're doing. Have confidence that it has to. It will pay off. You know, the pomegranate is all about wisdom as well, okay? Spiritual wisdom. And like I said, I felt like there was a lot of growth taking place leading up to this. And a lot of that is spiritual growth as well, in preparation of receiving it. So let's see. Also, rabbit energy from the luck, right? Because that's a lucky rabbit's foot. Rabbits can talk about pivoting, right, at a moment's notice, and being able to pivot when there's a threat. So it's also energy of kind of being flexible, okay, through the process of things, maybe with the failure card going awry. Just flow, be flexible, pivot when you need to, but stay the course. Final oracle card. For this new moon solar eclipse in Aries. One more card, please. Oh my gosh, I can't make this shit up. Look at that. Dream big. Dream with your heart. 8 plus 3, 38. 3 plus 8 is also 11. And number of alignment. Dream big. Yeah. Continue to dream big. Stay positive, please. Okay? Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, what else can I say? I can't say anything more, right? I'm proud of you. I love you. And I pray that every single one of your dreams comes true. I want that for you. You deserve that. Okay, so just know that. That's coming from my heart. I want you to achieve this too. Like, you know, I want it for you as well. And the universe obviously wants it for you. But it's got to pass the vibe check. It's not going to get past quality control unless it's perfect. As it should. It should be perfect because you deserve perfection. You were made perfect. and you deserve perfection. Okay? Abundance is your birthright. The manifestations of your dreams fulfilled, also your birthright. Because they wouldn't be inspired there in your heart if it wasn't meant for you to fulfill it on some level. All right, so continue to dream big with all your heart. It says dream with your heart. Again, you vision it with your mind's eye, the King of Swords, and you implant that seed of intention in your heart. You marry the mind and the heart, the thought with the feeling. And if you've already done it, you're halfway there. Okay, angel numbers. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice for angel numbers. These numbers can confirm a lot of what I've already said in this reading and or provide you with an additional message perhaps that you need personally. I don't give you a source to look up the numbers because I never want to imply that one source is better over another. I also don't want to give you a source that maybe you don't like, right? So I say do your research, come across a source that you trust or resonate with in your heart space, go with that one. Also, take the journey to research the numbers for yourself, because sometimes when you do, you come across other serendipity, synchronicity, and rabbit holes perhaps that you need to go down. If I give you a shortcut to a number interpretation, I might rob you of that experience completely, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be responsible of, for taking that away from you. Again, it's a process. Trust me, you'll sometimes come across things that you need along the way, so go ahead and do the research for yourself. Look up the number. Also, please refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. Again, we don't ever want to rob someone of finding extra magic or magic for themselves, right? So let's see what angel numbers come up for you for this new moon solar eclipse in Aries, April 20, 2023. 1. All right, that is actually a 9. Okay. You can see that. There we go. 1, 9. Whoa, change it to a 2. But we have a 5 here. So you know what? We had 195 and then the dice hit that one and changed it to a 2. So I'm going to give you those two numbers. We have 195 and 125. I'll put them in the screen for you. Go ahead and look at those numbers and see what they bring to you. There are no coincidences in this case, okay? So I will leave you here. Channel viewers, thank you so much for all your support. If you would like to support this channel, like, share, subscribe. Also consider joining my channel membership for exclusive readings and personal content that I put out there for members only. You could also support what I do beyond YouTube by visiting me on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below. I have handmade crystal jewelry, crafts, little paintings that I make all on my own, my free time and, whatever, just a way for me to express my creativity. And I also have personal readings there if any of you are interested. I do post readings every so often as my time becomes available. So it's just a matter of checking into my Etsy store shop, seeing what's available. And if you see one available and you feel led to, you can purchase a reading at any time. Again, link is in the description box down below. So much love to you wherever you are. Happy new moon and always keep shining.